Hi Taurus, welcome to your love reading for the year 2020. This deck is going to represent the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and the end of the year. Remember, this is a general reading. If you would like your own private 2020 love reading, there's a link down below to my website, channeledguidance.com. Let's go ahead and begin. Okay, Taurus, let's go ahead and begin and see what's coming up for your love life at the beginning of 2020. Just a heads up that most of the love readings have been really challenging. Hopefully yours is very positive. Okay, so I'm going to cut the deck. This is a love reading for the sign of Taurus for the beginning of 2020. Okay, let's see what is coming up for you. First card you have, Taurus. Very good. You have the Lovers, the Three of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Five of Swords, Three of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Okay, so let's stop here and let's see what all of this means for you. I am approaching the reading from a slightly different angle because this is not a monthly reading. This is a reading for the entire beginning of 2020. So let me take a look to see what you have going on here. I mean, you have a lot of positive energy for the beginning of the year. I mean, you're starting off with the Lovers here. So for those who are single, the beginning of the year can bring a new relationship. To me, the Lovers represents a very significant soulmate relationship. It can also represent an important decision you have to make regarding your love life. And just a heads up that most of the love readings have been kind of pointing towards the beginning of 2020, the first few months. The beginning is going to be crucial because if you ignore certain things like this at the bottom, you're going to be dealing with this at the end of the year. So for those who are single, you can meet a very significant person who's going to change your life with the Lovers. But for those who are coupled, I feel like you're working on this relationship. The Lovers means that this is a relationship you want to hold on to very much. And I see a lot of effort being put in here. You have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles, to me, this is a card of giving something your all. You're giving a relationship your all. This is working together as a team. I do feel like something is unfair for the sign of Taurus because when you have the Seven of Wands here, to me, this is confrontational energy. There is something where you have to speak up. You have to stand your ground. Maybe somebody is taking advantage of you. This is a need for you to really kind of set boundaries, maybe with a partner where something is not fair. Just kind of skipping around here. Like I said, I'm doing the reading from a slightly, kind of a different place because it's not a monthly reading. There is heartache at the beginning of the year. You have the Three of Swords, which can be that maybe, there's fighting, there's misunderstandings with the person that you love. Because again, you have the Lovers, so it's like there is a soulmate there. For some of you, I mean, it can be that maybe you're dealing with a divorce. Some of you could be maybe separated from this person because you do have the Six of Cups here. So some of you are maybe, focusing on someone from the past because it is the Six of Cups, represents someone from the past, longing for the past, memories from the past. So there is kind of heartache, kind of around the past here. So I feel like you have to be careful with this because you do have the Five of Swords. And to me, the Five of Swords, I mean, I've heard other people say other things, but to me, the Five of Swords is not pretty. This is kind of like the energy of the devil. This actually is all about you and what decision are you going to make? Because to me, the Five of Swords represents a decision that you could make at the beginning of 2020 where you'll look back at the end of 2020 and think, why did I do that? Like, why did I do that to myself? This could be maybe dwelling too much on someone from the past. You could spend all of 2020 focusing on that and then look back at the end of 2020 and think, why did I do that? Why did I waste all that time? Because, there is heartache here connected to the past. And a sense of self-sabotage or making a very unwise decision. It could be taking back someone from the past. But at the same time, I mean, you do have very positive energy. You have the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel wants to turn for the sign of Taurus. This is a card of destiny. This is trying to bring you the relationship, the love that you truly deserve. The Six of Pentacles. This is the relationship that you deserve. This is not what you deserve. I mean, this is heartache. This is, a breakup or a divorce. You don't deserve this. There is change and movement here for you, but you have to really kind of be invested in this. You have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is moving away from a really difficult situation or a very difficult person, something unhealthy. So I do see you moving away from an unhealthy relationship, or maybe a very kind of unhealthy time in a relationship or a marriage. You want to do this at the beginning of the year, because based on all the readings that I've done, and this is the last one, if you don't do this, you're going to be dealing with it at the end of the year. Okay, let me get a few more. Let's see what else comes up for you. You've got the Hangman. Yeah, I mean, here it is, the Devil. And the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So, again, you have a lot of positive energy here, but it's like there are some things that you have to face. And like I said, you can either face it now, the beginning of 2020, or even now when I'm recording the video, November 2019, or you can face it, you know, all at the end of the year. You have the Hangman. So some of you may be feeling stuck coming into the new year. The Hangman does represent being in limbo, not moving forward. This is, I mean, to me, the Hangman is all about perspective. It's, you know, the way that you're thinking, the way that you're looking at a relationship is keeping you stuck. It's not allowing you to move forward. We've got the Devil here. The Devil can represent the sign of Capricorn, but I also feel like it represents perhaps, you know, a dark time in your life. I mean, you've got the Three of Swords here. Some of you could be perhaps dealing with a divorce or a breakup. I feel like you don't want to dwell in the past, because I mean, seeing the Devil here with the Five of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Six of Cups, I mean, all these cards are connecting. I feel with the Devil, this can be kind of, it can be an unhealthy relationship, but I mean, seeing it with the Hangman and the Ten of Pentacles, which is a very positive card of commitment and abundance, you know, being in a very committed relationship, I feel like you don't want to dwell on something negative. I feel like you don't want to be in a very pessimistic place. This is just going to keep you in limbo. That's all it's going to do for you. You have the Ten of Pentacles here. This is what you want. This is a relationship that is long-term. This is stability. This is commitment. This could even represent marriage. Again, what you deserve is here at the beginning of 2020. It's here. It's just like, what are you going to focus on? The wheel wants to turn for you. At the beginning of the year, you have a chance here to move towards, you know, a much healthier relationship, or maybe a much healthier time in your relationship or in your marriage. But you do, you know, everyone has to try. We have the Three of Pentacles. I do see a soulmate relationship around you here. You've got the Lovers, a very significant relationship. But the Three of Pentacles is the key. Everyone has to work together. You have to try. And if somebody's not trying, and somebody is not putting in any effort, then you know that, you know, it's time to maybe look for this relationship here, because this is offering you everything that you want. Okay, let's go ahead and see what is coming up for you at the middle of the year. Okay, Taurus, let's go ahead and see what is coming up for you during the middle of 2020. What is coming up for the sign of Taurus, middle of 2020? You have the Page of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Nine of Swords, the Sun, Seven of Cups, Judgment, Two of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. And I kind of, you know, accidentally took a peek here, and we had the Three of Pentacles, which also came up in the first spread. So I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, so this is what you have for the middle of the year. And again, it's like, you know, there's nothing blocking your love life. There's nothing stopping you except you. The reason I say that is because, I mean, look at what we have here. We've got two major arcanas. When you have two major arcanas, you got to look at what's in the middle. And you've got the Seven of Cups. So for the sign of Taurus in the middle of 2020, I see you lost. I see you confused, in a very emotional place. Some of this could have something to do with a decision that you're making. Perhaps, you know, you're deciding between partners. Some of you maybe, you know, are leaving one relationship and going to, you know, maybe another relationship. But the Seven of Cups just means that you're in a very emotional place. I also see a lot of anxiety here, a lot of fear. You've got the Nine of Swords, which represents, you know, kind of living a nightmare. That's basically what it means. You're focusing on the worst possible scenario. You're stressed, the sleepless nights. I feel like you're in a very confused place, but you do have very positive energy around you. So there's something that you're not seeing. You have the Sun here. The Sun is the most positive card out of all 78 cards in the deck, and it always promises success, love, positive energy. For those who are single, this can represent marriage. Maybe you're meeting the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with at the middle of 2020. This just represents success, maybe, in healing a relationship and attracting somebody new. You've got Judgment here. Judgment does represent a new beginning, a significant new beginning for the sign of Taurus. Perhaps even a second chance, a relationship coming back from the ashes, rising from the ashes. But there is a lot of confusion around this here with the Seven of Cups. You're being told here, you start off actually with the Page of Pentacles, telling you the middle of 2020, you really have to look at your love life very carefully. The Page of Pentacles means that there's something that you're not seeing. It's kind of like the energy of the moon. There's something that you're not seeing. You've got to look closer. Because for some reason, I see the sign of Taurus being like very confused. Like, what should I do? Also see you very kind of stressed out about your love life. You actually have victory here. You have the Six of Wands. So whatever obstacles that you're dealing with, it is something that could eventually work itself out with a lot of effort. Remember, this card accidentally kind of peeked out, so I went ahead and pulled it. The Three of Pentacles, which you had in the beginning of 2020. You can have, this new beginning from the Judgment card, a second chance, but this is all about working together. One person can't put in all the effort. There has to be two people making a relationship or a marriage work, and things can move forward. You have the Knight of Cups. This is your love life moving forward. This could even be for those who are single, somebody new coming in, a new opportunity. But again, for most of you, this is your love life moving forward. If you're already coupled, it can move forward, but only, with everyone involved here, everyone giving it their all, everyone trying. And I do see a soulmate relationship here. You have the Two of Cups. This is a very strong bond that you have with someone, a strong emotional connection. But, perhaps you're highly confused about where you stand with this person, because I see confusion here and I see suffering here, the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is feeling kind of emotionally locked out, feeling like somebody has completely shut you out of their life, feeling left out in the cold. So I feel like you have your eye on someone here. There is a significant soulmate relationship. For some of you, there's success and positive energy here in a new beginning, but it's going to take effort on both parts. Both people have to try. And I do feel like some of you are maybe highly stressed because maybe you're not seeing that type of effort from the person that you're with in the middle of the year. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the end of the year. Okay, Taurus, let's go ahead and see what is coming up for you at the end of 2020. What's coming up for the sign of Taurus at the end of 2020? Okay, the first card that you have, Taurus, is the Ten of Cups. The Fool. Judgment, which you just had in the middle of 2020. Three of Swords. Eight of Swords. Justice. Queen of Swords. Temperance. And the Page of Pentacles, which you also just had in the middle of 2020. So let's go ahead and look at these cards. I feel like there's definitely something that's troubling you at the end of the year. Like I said, all of these readings have been the same, and this is the last one that I'm doing. I feel like every single reading has had a lot of challenges. I feel like the beginning of the year is it's the key to everything. If you're choosing to ignore certain things at the beginning of 2020, you see it here. You're going to be dealing with it at the end of the year. With that said, you are starting with the Ten of Cups. So this can be a very happy and fulfilling relationship. It is kind of within your grasp. This is perhaps a very happy and fulfilling marriage. You could be meeting the person you spend the rest of your life with. This is a happily ever after. But I feel like for the sign of Taurus, you've got to take a risk here. You've got the Fool. You've got the Fool, which does mean that there are no guarantees. Maybe you're giving someone a second chance, because you do have Judgment right there, which you just had in the middle of the year. For some of you, you could be having an ex return where maybe this person did you wrong. You got Justice here. You've got the Three of Swords, the Eight of Swords. Yeah, I see two new beginnings, and I see a very happy, and fulfilling relationship, or happily ever after. The Fool is saying there are no guarantees. You're going to have to trust your heart and your intuition as far as maybe a new person, or it could be a new beginning in an existing relationship. Again, the Judgment card. Judgment does represent perhaps even, a relationship rising from the ashes. So for the sign of Taurus, it could be that maybe an ex, it could even be an ex that is, a recent ex. Maybe you meet this person at the beginning of the year. Maybe there is a breakup in the middle of the year. There's a chance to reconcile at the end of the year, because this is a card of rising from the ashes, a relationship making a comeback. You've got Justice here, which can represent the sign of Libra. But this just means that, something was very unfair. Something was very unfair. There was a breakup here. There's been heartache. I mean, I feel like this is something that you've been dealing with, because you've got the 8 of Swords right in the center of the reading. It's like you don't know what to do. You feel kind of helpless. I mean, the 8 of Swords, to me, this feels like, your hands are tied behind your back. There's really nothing that you can do about this relationship. But there are new beginnings here, and there is a possible happily ever after. For some of you, this can be with an air sign. You've got the Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. It can even represent you if you have a moon or rising in an air sign. And again, there is healing around this. You've got Temperance, which can represent the sign of Sagittarius, but Temperance also does mean perhaps you're healing the wounds of this relationship, this past relationship, or even if you're still with this person. Maybe this person, has brought a lot of heartache into your life. You don't know what to do. Especially for those of you, I feel like I'm really talking to those of you where you're dealing with an air sign here. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Again, there is healing around this. Temperance also is telling you to be patient. Don't push anything. Don't do anything extreme. Don't try to force a new beginning, because there are new beginnings coming in for you. This is telling you to just let everything happen naturally here. You also have the Page of Pentacles telling you that, you need to look at things very carefully. The Page of Pentacles, usually it's like the moon. There's something that you're not seeing, and you need to look closer. So kind of with that said, I'm going to get 3 more cards in a minute. I feel like for the sign of Taurus, I mean, you have, a positive spread here, basically up here, and even down here. Like it's possible to heal heartache, to heal relationship, or maybe you've gone your separate ways. Maybe there's been talk of a divorce. I feel like you've been stuck, like feeling like, why, there's no way for me to fix this. My hands are tied behind my back. But there is something that you can do. You just need to look closer. Maybe there's a need for, for forgiveness. Temperance does represent forgiveness. There is a possible, that was your very first card, a happily ever after. But I feel like there's something that you're not seeing. Perhaps there has to be, to me, the pages also represent communication. Maybe there's something that you need to communicate to the person that you love, or somebody's communicating something to you. Again, Temperance represents forgiveness and compassion. Let me get 3 more cards. You've got King of Wands, the Devil, and the Tower. Okay, so let's take a look at these. I mean, you've got the King of Wands here. So this represents a fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. It can represent you as well if you have a moon or rising in a fire sign. I feel like you need to be kind of careful around this person. I mean, they have come up with the Devil. I mean, the Devil also represents the sign of Capricorn, but I feel like because it's come up with, the energy of a person, this is a very kind of perhaps destructive relationship. This is perhaps a toxic relationship. I mean, the Devil, to me, I mean, there is no way to sugarcoat the Devil. Perhaps, there's been a lot of negative energy around this person, connected to this person. I mean, again, there's been something very unfair here. There's been heartache. Again, this could all lead back to maybe very negative behavior patterns, toxic energy, a toxic relationship. But there is, a twist. We've got the Tower here. Something very unexpected. Perhaps someone that repeatedly let you down over and over and over and over. Someone that, it broke your heart, you broke up, get back together. There is, perhaps a change in somebody that maybe has not quite been stable for you. Maybe they've not been the person that you wanted them to be. The Tower is that kind of like shocking energy of, where did this come from? But I also feel because the Tower really depends on what cards are around it. I do feel like for most of you especially want to be careful if your partner or an ex is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, because seeing the Tower with the Devil, there's something about this that I don't like. I feel like, if this is an ex or something like that, this person could be kind of seeking vengeance on you, which I don't always get that, but I mean, seeing a person connected to the Devil in the Tower is kind of scary. especially if you're dealing with somebody that has a lot of darkness within them, a lot of anger, negativity. This could all explode. So I feel like you need to be careful there. But for most of you, there is a lot of happiness waiting for you. There's just, a new beginning. Perhaps you need to give someone a second chance. Perhaps, you're choosing to heal something, heartache that has happened in a marriage, in a long-term relationship. Something has been unfair, but there is a chance here to fix that. There's a chance for forgiveness at the end of the year. Okay, Taurus, this has been your love reading for the year 2020. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again soon.